Candid Microphone and Candid Camera with Alan Funt, starring you, the people. Welcome to the Candid Camera program, which brings you secretly made movies of all kinds of people in all kinds of situations. We intend to convince you that no one ever knows when he's caught by the Candid Camera. And here's the man who someday may catch you as you really are, Alan Funt.
Thank you very much, and I want to welcome you to our private screening room where we're going to show you some of the secret films we made with the Candid Camera. And I think one of the best ways to tell you about Candid Camera is to show it to you in action. Now, you know that women sometimes make a purchase that they'd like to return. And in a store not so long ago, I pretended to be a refund clerk to secretly photograph 3 ladies. Now, they had this one thing in common. They had all made a purchase, and they were all late in returning it. They were supposed to have it back in 5 days. Now, you see these 3, the microphone was concealed just a few inches from their nose in a box of cleansing tissue. The Candid Camera was in a clothes rack just a few feet away from them. So now let's go to Klein's department store on Union Square, Manhattan. In that busy crowd, what customer would dream that she'd be the star of this television show? Behind the refund counter, I pose as a clerk, and here comes my first customer. Now, you just get a look at this hat. How do you know it doesn't fit you?
I'll show you how it fits me.
Then
you
must have worn it then.
What do you mean I wore it? I tried it on.
How many times?
Once. Today. Oh, sure. If I even sat down in it.
Well, you see, that's if the tickets are on, we know for sure that you didn't wear it.
Examine it. You look at it.
Well, it looks to me as though it was worn.
It does. Oh, no, you didn't examine it. No, you
Madam,
won't tell me that.
I can tell from a garment. I can feel a garment and tell you whether it was...
Well, I'm sorry, you can't tell, because this was not worn. And I brought it to him, keeping it. When they gave me the price...
How many times? Now we're friends.
I tried it home, and I tried it tailors.
All right, all convinced. You know why I had to make absolutely sure of this?
What?
You know why?
What?
Because I'm not even a refund clerk. You see? I'm with a national broadcasting company.
Yeah.
So we've been taking pictures of it. Just for fun. Look, see, that's a microphone. Wait a second. Wait. You see that back here? That's a moving picture camera.
I'll throw this right there in your throat. I thought this was kind of funny.
Did you
Now,
really?
you better double that price when you give me that refund. You're not getting information for nothing.
I haven't got the receipt for it. I just got the tab.
No good.
What?
Don't you know you're supposed to have the sales receipt?
No, not necessarily. I've returned things before, and I never had the receipt.
What's the matter with the hat?
I don't like it. I don't want the hat, and there's nothing on the thing saying that I have to have the sales receipt.
I don't hear you.
There's nothing on here saying that I have to have the sales receipt.
What's the matter with the hat?
I don't like the hat.
Well, why'd you buy it?
Because I want to select my own hat. My sister picked it up for me, and I don't like it.
Well, why do you let her buy it for you then?
Because she bought things before for me that I kept. Let me go to somebody else,
All right.
huh?
Wait. All right.
I got my receipt, and I didn't even wear the hat. It's in perfectly good condition. There's not even a feather out of place.
Right. All right.
Don't give me an
Okay.
argument.
All right. I'll give you a hat. I'll give you your money back. Want your money back?
Yes, I want my money
And
back.
you'll be happy?
I'll be happy.
You won't be angry with me?
Oh, I've bought things here before. I never had to return anything. I mean, I wear the regular fork.
I'm afraid we won't be able to help you without a ticket. She must have the receipt.
She doesn't.
She must have a sales check.
She has nothing at all. She must have thrown it out. I guess maybe she didn't want me to know how much she paid
Huh?
for it. Maybe she didn't want me to know what she paid for it, but I know she got it here.
Well, but she wouldn't have to let you know how much she paid for it if she kept it herself.
Well, she didn't return it. I got it. You know how it is for a birthday present. It's your garment.
Well, what do you mean the sleeves are too long for
They're
a kid?
too long. They can't even be fixed if I bend them up like this. I mean, I'll take another jacket just...
You mean that this is
There's something wrong with the way the sleeve is made. It's very wide and it's very long.
Darling, that can't happen that way.
It is.
These aren't made one at a time.
Look, here's a picture of the child.
No, I don't want to see a picture of the child, but
I'm telling you, the jacket is out of proportion. Go measure it near any poor jacket you want.
It looks exactly right to me.
Well, I'm sorry, it isn't. I mean, I would rather have it had it spent $1 to take it to a tailor and come back and argue with you.
Well, what do you suggest I do?
I suggest give me another jacket. Give me a smaller size.
I can't put this into stock this way. There's no way I can control the stock if people bring it back without either the tag has to be on it or you have to have a sales receipt.
I bought it here. I mean, I know it's bought here. It was bought with other things.
All right, I'll give it to you.
I mean, it was what I...
All right.
Why make it tough?
No, I want to be sure that you're on a level with it. If you knew, man, all of...
I'll tell you what was bought with the jacket.
Let me tell you something. Have you ever been in a movie?
Well, I have television. I don't get to movies like these days.
Well, would you like to see yourself on television? You've just been on. We've been making movies. Look, this is a microphone right here.
Oh!
Look. See, that's a camera. Did you ever hear the standard microphone thing?
Oh.
Did you?
Yes.
We'll give you a receipt in a minute.
After that, I should get a diploma.
Well, I think that gives you a little introduction to Candid Camera. And now I'd like to tell you a little thing that I've had on my mind. Many times I've been at home watching television shows, and I'll hear a master of ceremonies say that with great surprise he introduces some celebrity who kind of popped into his audience. Well, I sort of suspect that celebrities just don't pop into an audience. And although we do have some here, I want you to know that they came at our invitation, and we're most honored that they could make it. In a way, I think it's kind of fair to have stars in our audience because when they're on the screen, there's nothing but you and I watching them. And when you and I are on the screen, I think the stars should be here. And so, first, I'd like to introduce a man who has one day off a week and who graciously consented to come here for a moment, the star of the current Broadway hit The Big Knife, Mr. John Garfield. Stand up, John. And now I'd like you to meet a lady who is one of my favorite stars. You may know her as Mrs. Eddie Albert. You'll probably know her a lot better as the wonderful Margot. And I see that seated right next to Margot is a man you've probably seen just recently in Berlin Express, Mr. Charles Corvin. And now I'm so proud to present the finest by a mile among all radio writers, Mr. Norman Corwin. And just to the left of Mr. Corwin is his wonderful and extremely talented wife, Catherine Locke. And now I'd like you to meet a lady who's probably appeared in more pictures than there are people here. Most recently in The Snake Pit, and I can't begin to name all the rest of them, Miss Ruth Donnelly. How are you, Ruth? But you can imagine, folks, the kind of stage fright that an ordinary person would have acting before an audience such as this, with a coast-to-coast audience to boot. And we feel that what people don't know won't hurt them. And that's why we hide our cameras and our microphones. And one of the easiest ways to hide a camera and a microphone is to put a dummy camera where it can be clearly seen, and to have the real camera out of sight in, let's say, a station wagon nearby. Now, of the hundreds of thousands of houses in any large city, I picked one by sheer chance and stood on the sidewalk with my dummy camera so that I could stop a person and pretend that I was photographing a man, a star in this house. Listen.
Got specific information that there's a big movie star coming out of here.
No, that's a private home.
I don't hear you.
That's a private home.
307 103rd Street?
307, 130. The only
They
thing...
told us there's a big star.
Well, who told you? Who are they?
NBC Television.
Well, they're crazy with the heat. Not out of here. It might be out of
Huh?
this building.
What?
It might be out of this building because there's appointments.
307. They said keep trained on that door because there's somebody big coming out of
I'm
there.
going to call up the police department.
Why?
That's because this is a private home.
Well, I'll get out before
That's what
I'll
I'm
get
saying.
away if you
I
want
can
me.
assure you of that. There's no one in there. I'm a photographer myself. That's why when I saw you with that outfit,
Are you really?
I'm with the insurance broker.
I see. See, let me show you something. Come around here, Mother. Just.
Did you have this?
Yeah, we took this wire out of here, you see? Out of this home, 305. We need the current for it.
Yeah.
You see? Now, if we're wrong, we'll go. You know, we don't want to make any confusion or anything like that. But they said,
Well, now, when you say they, who do you mean by they?
my office, National
who's your
Broadcast.
office?
National Broadcast.
NBC.
Yeah. See, that's an NBC truck. Now,
Now, I'm wondering what other building along here. There's a possibility.
no, they said 307. We rechecked
They're
it.
wrong.
Huh?
They're wrong, definitely.
I wonder if you didn't say 303.
No,
I have
307.
a picture.
307, they said. Yeah, well, I'll tell you about it. Don't stand here. Please, do me a favor, kid. Huh? Atta boy. Come over here, I'll tell you. There's a big movie star supposed to be coming out at 307. Do you know anybody who could be there?
What's his name?
They didn't tell us.
Maybe it was a friend.
Huh?
Maybe it was a friend.
No, they said it's a big shot.
You boys have been playing around here for years, haven't you?
Yeah.
All right. I've been telling this man here that this is a private home. Is that right?
Yeah. All right, well, go on. Break it up then. Thanks,
All
kid.
right. The big shot.
All right. No. Go on,
Come
kid.
on, will you
All
stop?
right.
If there is such a thing, I'd like to get better acquainted myself.
You would? Well, I wanted those kids to get away because I want to explain something to you.
Yeah.
You know who the movie star is?
No.
You don't? Take a look at this. The movie star is you.
What the hell are you talking about?
The movie star is you. They asked us to come and photograph you.
What is the name?
They said, get the man in 307. And the way we got you, see, this isn't the camera at all.
Uh-huh.
There's the camera in the truck.
Yeah.
And they've been shooting pictures, and you're on television now. Yeah, really. Look. Look there.
Yeah.
This is a microphone. My hearing is fine. I just wanted you to talk up loud enough so you'd be in it.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got your pictures all about the same story. Did you ever hear this show, Candid Microphone, where they hide microphones and talk to people when they don't know they're being broadcast?
Yeah.
Well, that's what this is. And you're the movie star.
Well,
You believe it?
to me, it's all ridiculous.
Would you like to hear a little bit of it?
No.
Your mother was so cute when she come out of here. You know what she said?
That's my wife.
Will you please hold the camera on the audience? Can you go back a little ways, about 3 rows back, and now a little bit to the left. And now I think you can find the man in 307. Stand up, Mrs. Weibel. That's the man. Come on up here. We're just privileged to present to you Mr. Weibel in the flesh here so that you'll know that what we tell you is absolutely true. Mrs. Weibel, are you nervous looking at the camera that you can see?
Not quite.
Not quite. Well,
I won't
Mrs.
call the police.
Good. Not like you did before. And I know now that was your wife, Mrs. Weibel. That was really a boner I pulled. But tell me something, sir. Now that you're a sort of a veteran of Candid Microphone and Candid Camera, did you notice anything suspicious on your way here tonight, coming in and around the studio?
I can't say it. I did.
Did you perhaps suspect that someone might have tried to catch you twice with a hidden camera?
No.
Well, was there anything that happened that might make you suspicious a little bit?
No. Really.
No. Well, good. Wayne, will you bring me that you-know-what? Fine. I want to tell you what happened. Mrs. Weibel, we caught you twice. Right here this evening, less than 1 minute ago. We photographed you with one of those wonderful Polaroid cameras, and here's the picture.
Oh,
That's you talking to me. And what's more, Mrs. Weibel, since you told me that you're a photographer, I want you to have one of these wonderful cameras as a gift from us with our thanks. Thank you very, very much. Now you can go back. Now you can go back and sit with the rest of the movie stars.
thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Weibel. Want to hold this quick? Folks, kid stars like Jackie Coogan and Shirley Temple are really wonderful, but when it comes right down to it, there are a few things in the world that can be quite as wonderful and charming as a 5-year-old kid being himself. And not so long ago, I went to a nursery where kids play, and I asked them a question that was kind of silly. And they were smart enough to give me an answer. I asked them how they thought we could stop the next war from happening before it happened. Now, the kids were playing and marching, and the two kids I picked are not public speakers, so you'll have to listen closely. But I think that you'll find these two youngsters very worthwhile. Let's watch them.
Do you fight much? Huh?
Yes.
With a lot of people?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know any way, Johnny, to stop people from fighting? How?
They hit me, I hit them right back.
This whole country is having a lot of trouble with the people that want to fight. Some people think we ought to hit them back, and some people think we ought to stop fighting. And I think we ought to stop fighting, but I don't know how to do it, and I thought maybe a young fellow like you would be able to tell us.
That's a big idea.
Huh?
That's a big idea. A few that will have to tell me. Some people who didn't fight first stop fighting, and they will stop fighting. And then the other people will stop fighting.
Well, how are you gonna know who started first?
Have to ask them.
These two people wanted to have a big fight where there'd be
Swords?
with swords and guns.
And it's one that are sharp.
Yeah, sharp swords.
If someone sticks someone in the eye, that means someone's really bad.
That's right, they're bad. Well, now, both of these people, see, these people here and these here, they want to have a fight. Now, what I want to know is, now, how... I know you do. They're very pretty, too. Yeah. Marilyn, how could we stop these people from fighting?
Get up.
Huh?
Get up.
No, but there's a lot of people on this side, and there's a lot of people here, see? And they want to fight. And I'd like to be able to stop them. And I thought maybe you could tell me how. What are some of the things we could do to stop them?
Take their swords away.
What's that?
Take their swords away.
Well, you might be able to do that, but supposing they wouldn't give them to you. What should we do?
When I see someone fighting, my mother calls them stupid.
Anytime you see them fighting, she calls them that?
Yeah.
Well, now, these people might be stupid if they fight, but how can we stop them, you see? That's
Call them stupid.
You think if you call them stupid, they might stop? But there's so many. It just doesn't do any good to call them stupid.
Call them all stupid.
And they would stop if you did that? Merlin,
Yeah.
did you ever see yourself in a movie?
No.
You never did? Well, you know you're gonna.
Yeah.
'Cause
I can see you and look in your eyes.
What's that?
I can see you in your eyes.
You know, folks, in the last couple of years, I think I've probably had occasion to secretly record or photograph perhaps a couple of thousand people. And one of the questions I'm asked most frequently is, how do you get away with it? I mean, how can a man in his right mind and in his everyday activity let you go ahead and hide a microphone and a camera and a crew of 4 or 5 people to do it? How can that be done? And I've kind of come to the conclusion that everybody, you and I, are so wrapped up in what we're doing every day that we just have room for nothing else. I remember not so long ago I had occasion to call a caterer to my office. This guy arranges banquets and meals and things like that. And this fellow arrived, and I was all ready for him. We had everything concealed. And I told him I wanted to arrange a banquet for 4 prize-winning cats. Beautiful cats. And he very soberly sat down and he worked out a menu. He said we were going to have lobster bisque first, and fish, and ice cream for dessert. And he even worked out a seating arrangement. He was going to have a lady cat and then a man cat. And when I had everything, I asked him whether we should have after-dinner mints, and he said that was a little too much. But when it was all over and I had everything I wanted for a record, why, I told him what we had done. I let him hear the record back. I paid him for his time. I had him sign a release which permits us to use that sequence on the air. And he was quite contented, and he walked up to the door, and just before he left, he said, "Now, as regards that banquet, will you please let me know a couple of weeks in advance?" And he was absolutely serious about it. Well, now, I think, though, of the many, many people we've secretly photographed and recorded, we had an occasion to meet one of the sweetest ladies I've ever met just a couple of weeks ago. It happened this way. I was parading down a street, pretending that I had just found a pocketbook that contained $17,000. And I was looking for a way to give this pocketbook away. Now, to the side of an ordinary black pocketbook, we taped the microphone. And then one of my cronies very quietly walked down the street and planted it right on the spot where I intended to find it. Now, I had to wait quite a while, perhaps 15 or 20 minutes, and I talked to several people that weren't interesting, and then this lady arrived.
$17,000 in it. $17,000 in $100 bills.
What?
$17,000.
You found it?
Oh, sure. We looked at it, and there wasn't a bit of identification, nothing at all. Now,
$100 bill?
$17,000 in $100 bills.
Where did you find it?
Right here in the street, right on the spot I'm standing.
On the street or on the...
No, about right here.
I haven't got so much money.
How's that?
I say I haven't got so much money.
No.
How long ago? When did it come?
2 days ago. We found it. And as soon as
The forensic.
foreign, there wasn't a word of identification in it.
Did you look at the newspaper?
There was no advertisement about it. There wasn't a word of identification.
In $100 bills?
Crisp $100 bills.
Let's look at them.
Huh?
Let's look at them.
No, I can't. I can't let you see them.
Are they, you're sure?
You want to look at them? I could show it to you. I'd rather...
You're sure?
I don't hear her.
You're sure they're not fake?
Real, crisp, new $100 bills. If we turn it, into the authorities, there may not be any reward. There may be anything.
Well, you want a reward?
Well, we'd like to if there was.
Are you New Yorkers?
Oh, yes.
You live in the city?
That's right.
Where's your home?
Right here in New York. 90th Street is where I live. See?
You don't mean it.
And I just don't know what to do. What could we do?
That's
Sure it isn't yours? See, that's where we... Huh?
No. I don't own that much money.
No. You don't have any idea of...
No.
Well, what would you do if it was you?
Well,
Yeah.
now I really and truly think
Yeah.
that you ought to turn it in to the nearest police station.
To the police, huh?
Leave your name.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
leave it in your home and go to the police station and tell them.
Tell them about it. I'll keep the bag and go to the police station. Now, that's a pretty good idea.
Well, keep it in safekeeping if it's real money.
Oh, it's real. It's absolutely. And you know what? You know, you're such an honest person, too. Are you?
That I am. Listen, I'm 86 years old, and I wouldn't...
How old?
86.
Because you're such an honest lady, I'm going to tell you something. Can you take a joke? Can you really? Because you've got a good smile. I think you can. Can you?
Yeah.
You know that you're on television right this minute?
No.
You don't believe it?
No.
Well, look. You see this pocketbook?
Yeah.
This is a microphone.
Yeah.
And we're recording every word that you say to me. But more than that, see, in this car right here
Yeah.
is a camera.
Yeah?
And they're taking your picture.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, look. Can you see it?
No.
Look into the car. You can see it.
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah.
And you're on television this very minute.
Well, now, is this a joke?
A joke? This is...
I mean the money.
The money is just a joke.
A joke.
A joke, yeah. But we just testing people to see how they take to it, see?
Oh,
And
funny.
I wonder how many people in this audience happen to be 86 years young and are honest enough that they would refuse $17,000. Will she please raise her hand? I see her. I'm coming down and find her myself. Mrs. Neffer, won't you stand up for a moment? It's so wonderful to see you. Mrs. Neffer? Mrs. Neffer, do you recognize this pocketbook? It's the same one that we found on the street. Tell me something, Mrs. Neffer. How much money do you think there is in this now?
I'm pretty afraid to say much.
You're afraid there isn't? Well, Miss Nestor, tell me again, how old are you?
I'm 86.
86. And that's the truth. Do you believe me now?
Now I do, but I didn't at the time.
You didn't at the time. Well, Mrs. Nestor, will you believe me now if I tell you that there are exactly $86 in this pocketbook, and they're all yours with our very best wishes? Thank you.
Camera is tailored for your entertainment, so write us candidly about it. Is there someone you'd like us to catch? If so, write to Candid Camera, WNBT, New York. So won't you eavesdrop in again next Sunday at this same time? And until then, wherever you go, wherever we find you,
You'll never know when you'll be made the star of the Candid Camera.
Candid Camera. Copyrighted by Alan A. Funt. Produced for NBC by Larry Schwab, Jr. Candid Cameron, Arthur Florman. Manager, John Babb. Editor, Stanley Cotis. Sound, Carl Nelson.